have an endpoint that it's allowing us to retrieve a list of courses and then all the modules within those courses. Yes? An alternative solution to this, it might be that instead of retrieving the embedded modules for each one of the courses, what we could do is expose the modules all by themselves, right? Where they don't really need to know. You just tell me which course you want, and I'll give you only the modules for that course, right? As opposed to loading the entire list of modules for each one of the courses. This would be a very, very big object. Yes? Right. So this might not be a better course of action. So instead, what we could do is implement a dedicated service for the modules. So let's do that. For that, we're going to need a repository just for the modules. So I'm just going to copy the course repository. I'm going to put it in modules. Okay, module, very good. And a couple of things I need to change here. It's going to be a CRUD repository, but not for course. It'll be a CRUD repository for modules. Okay, and I need to import that. And so I'm going to select all the module from module where a module dot course dot the ID, right, of the course of the where my parent course is what I'm going to provide here, the course ID. I'm going to provide the course ID, and I'm going to retrieve only the modules that belong to that particular course. Make sense? Right? So this will be instead of find all courses, it will be something like find modules for course. I'm going to provide a parameter integer for the course ID. Right? And I'm going to map this to the parameter course ID over here. I'm going to map it. I'm going to say param course ID, and this is going to return a list of modules. Okay? All right, we've got that. We're going to expose this as a controller. I'm going to copy the course controller just for time. So this will be module controller. And what is this going to do? It's going to use the not the course repository. It's going to use the module repository, right? And I'm going to map it so that it's going to be whatever the course is. If you give me the ID of the course, I'm going to return to you the list of modules for that particular course. Yes, right? And to do that, I'm going to implement this. I'm going to return a list of modules. So this will be, I'm going to use repository find, module controller. No, not module controller. Sorry, module repository. Repository dot find modules for course, and I need to pass it this course ID, right? So course ID. I need to parse that from here, right? Integer course ID. I'm gonna need to parse it from this path variable course ID. Oops, string course ID. There we go. Okay. All right, excellent. Let's see if this works. All right, so let's restart. All right, so if I go back here and I have all the courses, but if I just want the modules for this course, I can just say use this one over here, right? We can say courses /1/modules returns to me only those modules for the first course. See that? If instead I ask for the second course, it returns to me only the modules for that particular course. Make sense? Right now we can go back to our client, and as a user, right, clicks over different courses, we can use the ID of the course and make a query to go fetch the modules for that particular course. Make sense? Right? Notice how different it is to using this particular implementation. This implementation would be a very, very expensive query. Yes? Because imagine that, I mean, if we go further in this implementation, we would have modules containing, courses containing modules that contain lessons, that contain topics, that contain widgets. Right, so this query would return a huge, huge object, when we really only want just maybe one course, right? So it'd be a very expensive query where we might not even use all the data that we're retrieving. Make sense? All right. So instead, we are using a more lazy application where we only retrieve the data when we need it. Right? If we navigate to the courses, then we'll go fetch the modules. Right? So for that particular course, and never care about any other of the modules, about any other the hundreds of courses. Make sense? Right? All right. Excellent. So let's head over to the client.